What's going on, world? It's your boy once again, Mr. Daryl Davenue, Mr. Ascend to Wealth himself. I thank you for tuning in to our mental portion of the Ascend to Wealth Academy. I'm gracious enough to be sitting here with Mr. Will Featherstone, the founder of The Fearless Entrepreneur. And he's been with us for the past two segments. So if you have not ventured into those two videos, I will say after you watch this, go back and watch some of the nuggets that he's been dropping over this entire series, all right? As well as visit him on the expert section on the Ascend to Wealth site. Look at what he's into, look at some of the things that he's doing, and definitely get involved if it applies, all right? So our series, just in case you're tuning in for the first time, is on fear, all right? The different fears that we encounter as individuals, how to overcome those fears and not allow them to hinder the progress necessary in life. That could be your normal life, that could be business, that could be work, that could be relationship. You never know, right? So with that being said, we're going to hop straight into it. And anything you want to get off your chest before we hop right in?
Nothing to get off my chest, man. I just want to make sure these people can get over their fears and put this stuff into action.
Absolutely. So we talked about the fear of failure. We talked about the fear of success. This one, though, I won't say it's the most important, but I will say I know a ton of people who struggle with it, and that is the fear of change, people. The fear of change. Now, somebody once told me, man, the only thing that is consistent in this life is that things will change at some point. It's the only consistent that you can guarantee in life. And us as people, we like consistency. We like to know what to expect, what we're getting into. And being able to adapt to change is very, very hard for a lot of people. And because that change can come at any moment, a lot of people spend a lot of time fearing what's next, what's going to happen, what's coming to me. So we want to talk to the great fearless one himself. And when it comes to the fear of change, I guess, what does that look like? Not to you, but from your perspective, when you see people dealing with that, like, why do you think they experience that fear?
It's lack of control. You know, when change happens, it's you are no longer in control. Mm-hmm. Something has happened. Something has changed in your environment that is out of your control. So when people lack that control, they feel like that failure is just, inevitable because it didn't happen, man. So mainly that, dude. Just the lack of control.
Gotcha. And what are some characteristics that you think people should work on embodying or even embracing to better prepare themselves or be able to handle that change when it does come?
Mm-hmm. Anticipate the change.
Okay.
Jim Rohn had a really good saying, and I'm gonna murk it. I'm gonna mess it all the way up. But what he basically said was that use change like the wind.
Okay.
And you are the sailboat. What you need to do is just cast your sail and let the things that change, and use that to propel you in the direction that you need to go. Like, taxes are always going to be taxes. The internet is always going to change. Social media right now, let's talk that. Social media is going to change like crazy over the next, by the time you hear this segment, 3 months from now, you'll have a whole nother social media platform. Mm-hmm. You'll have a whole nother algorithm that social media has rolled out to optimize engagement. That is going to happen. You can't let that hinder you. You can't just spend time in complaining about the change. All of that time that you're spending in that space is time wasted. Set your sail, allow the changes to come, and then use those changes to push you in a direction that the future is set for you.
Gotcha. So I want to even take it a different angle. I want to talk about controllable change. So let's say you're in a situation where maybe you do things a certain way in your business and the business is dying. Mm-hmm. And you need to make a change, but you're scared to do that. Or maybe you have a relationship and you see your relationship doesn't have the fire that it used to have, and you need to shake some things up, but you're still not fully embracing that change. How, or what would your advice be to people to help them embrace the change that they need to make?
Surround yourself around other people like that. You know, people that have the change that you want, people that are already in that position, not even just to talk to them or pick their brain, just be around that environment. What you'll notice is that a lot of successful people, they embrace change. They look at things totally different. They don't look at the challenge or the hurdle or the change as a hurdle at all. They look at it as an opportunity. Well, what can I figure out? They get into problem solving mode, and just by being around those type of people, you'll start to learn how to do the exact same thing. You'll look at your business, you'll look at your relationship, you'll look at things totally different from the perspective of somebody that's trying to solve the problem, not somebody that's in the problem with no other end goal in mind.
Gotcha. I love that. We're going to end that segment on that note. Listen, people, fear will hold you hostage if you allow it to. I don't care what the cause is, if it's your fear of failure, fear of success, or as we talked about today, fear of change. No matter what that fear is, you have to be able to look at it face to face and have the courage necessary to act in spite of. So if change is necessary, I know you don't know what's on the other side of that change, but you need to do everything within your power to take that leap of faith. That's what being fearless is about, right?
That's exactly what being fearless is
I
about.
heard it from the fearless entrepreneur, founder himself, man. With that being said, I appreciate everybody's time logging in. Definitely go over to the blog. We dive into the fear of change a lot deeper, going over some of the more in-depth reasons people experience it and how to overcome it. So with that being said, I thank everybody for checking this out, logging in and logging on. We're logging out at this time. Mr. Daryl Davenue, Mr. Ascend to Wealth, Mr. Will Featherstone, Fearless Entrepreneur. We're out of here.